do you think ageism is?
I would have thought it was the idea of age as relating to people, thoughts about people's ages.
Ageism, discrimination and stereotyping on the basis of age. We experience it anytime someone assumes we're too old for something, instead of finding out who we are and what we're capable of, or too young. Ageism cuts both ways. All isms are socially constructed ideas: racism, sexism, homophobia, and that means we make them up, and they can change over time. All these prejudices pit us against each other to maintain the status quo.
No, I'd never really heard of it referred to like that. I mean, I've heard of a lot of discrimination that probably incorporates that, and I've seen that happen, but I never put a tag on it, you know.
I don't know if it's a problem or not. I guess I haven't seen any.
Okay to allocate resources by race or by sex? Why should it be okay to weigh the needs of the young against the old? All prejudice relies on othering, seeing a group of people as other than ourselves, other race, other religion, other nationality. The strange thing about ageism, that other is us.
How did you feel before you were about to retire?
Excited, yet a little bit nervous. You know, I was a nurse for 38 years. It was what I did, what people knew me by my whole life, you know.
We tend to think of everyone in a retirement home as the same age, old. When they can span 4 decades. Can you imagine thinking that way about a group of people between the ages of 20 and 60? When you get to a party, do you head for people your own age? Have you ever grumbled about entitled millennials? Have you ever rejected a haircut or a relationship or an outing because it's not age appropriate? For adults, there's no such thing. All these behaviors are ageist. We all do them, and we can't challenge bias unless we're aware of it. Nobody's born ageist, but it starts in early childhood, around the same time attitudes towards race and gender start to form, because negative messages about late life bombard us from the media and popular culture at every turn. Right? Wrinkles are ugly. Old people are pathetic. It's sad to be old. Look at Hollywood. A survey of recent Best Picture nominations found that only 12% of speaking or named characters were age 60 and up, and many of them were portrayed as impaired. Older people can be the most ageist of all because we've had a lifetime to internalize these messages, and we've never thought to challenge them.
64% of workers say they have seen or experienced age discrimination in the workplace.
Were there any workers that were forced to retire?
Probably, but not. I'm not sure because of age. I mean, obviously, health, and you know, there have been people at the company I work for that have, because of something they did at work, messing up somehow, maybe breaking a rule, you know, were given that ultimatum.
Do you feel like older adults are more targeted for anti-aging products?
Yes and no. I think even young girls in their 20s and 30s now are being pushed to use this so that you can prevent those wrinkles from coming, or dress this way because you don't want to look like your grandma before your time, or it's just the marketing, I think, is out there, this preventative aging. I think I've seen a lot of that on TV ads and magazine ads. And
on most of us is that the experience of reaching old age can be better or worse depending on the culture in which it takes place. It is not having a vagina that makes life harder for women. It's sexism. It's not loving a man that makes life harder for gay guys. It's homophobia. And it is not the passage of time that makes getting older so much harder than it has to be. It is ageism. When labels are hard to read, or there's no handrail, or we can't open the damn jar, we blame ourselves, our failure to age successfully, instead of the ageism that makes those natural transitions shameful and the discrimination that makes those barriers acceptable. You can't make money off satisfaction, but shame and fear create markets, and capitalism always needs new markets. Who says wrinkles are ugly? The multi-billion-dollar skincare industry. Who says perimenopause and low T and mild cognitive impairment are medical conditions? The trillion-dollar pharmaceutical industry.
Seeing some of these like products out there, do you feel like you have to try them just to see if they work?
No.
No, just...
That aging enhances men and devalues women. Women reinforce this double standard when we compete to stay young. Another punishing and losing proposition. Does any woman in this room really believe that she is a lesser version, less interesting, less fun in bed, less valuable than the woman she once was? This discrimination affects our health, our well-being, and our income, and the effects add up over time. They are further compounded by race and by class, which is why everywhere in the world, the poorest of the poor are old women of color.
Do you feel like the older you get, the more devalued you are? Or do you feel like the older you get, the more valued you are?
I guess I don't feel either or. I've never gotten the feeling that I'm looked down on because I'm getting older.
Have you got color in your cheeks? Do you ever get that feel that you can't shift?